RX Muscle Australia here, Michael Galley with Aaron Polides, who will be competing this weekend at FitX. Aaron, thanks for joining us here in our hotel. I know you're right at the end of your prep and you're probably feeling and struggling pretty hard. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good now since I started carving up Wednesday night, so a little bit tired, but just a bit anxious, I suppose.
Yeah, Aaron's a pretty good mate of mine, and we're on the Gold Coast together. We train in the same gym. We hang with the same group of friends. So I've seen your prep from day dot all the way to now. Last year, you came second at the Australasia. You won FitX last year. So you're going back to sort of try and reclaim that title. The improvements you have made from last year to now are incredible. Like your legs, even though they were good last year, they've come up massively. Your back's up. Your trademark arms are like they're out of control. They're ridiculous. What do you put all that down to?
I was aware just the whole time that I obviously didn't have enough leg size, and it was enough to get what I got last year, but I knew that it needed a lot of work. So just training a few guys I train with, training with a lot with Sonny and sometimes Sam and a bit with Luke Holiday-Smith, and the last 4 or 5 months with Adam Dowling, he pushes us real hard, and just trying to smash legs twice a week. I think I missed one leg session the whole year, so I did twice a week the whole year, mixing things up, reading a bit info about it and pushing it hard and working on all my weak points as much as I possibly could, pretty much leaving no stone unturned. So I knew what I had to build up and got the job done.
Now, your prep coach is also a good friend of mine as well, Logan Robson. He prepped you last year for your comps, did an amazing job, obviously, with your first ever shows. He's prepped you again now. Clearly, you guys you're on a winning sort of formula for what you're doing. Has anything changed, or have you basically kept that same structure from last year?
We actually got the exact diet I had from last year, exactly. I've still got the folder, and just did week to week, copied it exactly the same. Food was slightly higher, and I just put week to week, we were comparing meals and body weight, and I was averaging about 5-6 kilos heavier, but I was 2 or 3 months, probably 2 months ahead of how I was last year. So I don't know whether it was because I was fuller or what was going on, and then my food pretty much stayed the same all the way till about 4 or 5 weeks out when I started making a few minor changes. But it was the easiest prep I've had so far, food-wise, and I think it worked well. Also, if you want to touch on Sonny's cheat meals idea.
For all that don't know, the viewers out there, we catch up once a week on Sundays as a group. There's, Sonny, yourself, Luke Smith, Logan. Now, you boys have been doing... There was a thread put up on Facebook about cheat meals, and it was put up by a bunch of guys that didn't like it and they said it doesn't work. Clearly, from you and Sonny, it works brilliantly. Now, both your prep coaches, one being Chris Thomas for Sonny and Logan Robinson for you, that they advocate the use of them. How do you feel they've worked, and is it something that you would encourage others to use?
Yeah, well, it pretty much ended up turning into a cheat day, but Sonny takes a slightly different approach, but he fasts till about midday and 1, where we go to Burley, and then we hit it from 1-ish. Sometimes some days we started at 3 till about midnight, and then as long as you hit your base weight again by Wednesday, then we could increase it a little bit earlier. And at first I was a bit touch and go with it, but I just kept to no carbs till lunchtime, and just had 2 meals and then fasted for about 5-6 hours, and then every week I could put on 2 or 3 kilos in the one day because we'd smash food for 10-12 hours, and then by Wednesday I'd be back to my base weight, and by Thursday every single week I was dropping a major part of body fat and water, obviously, but it was working wonders for me. So then we started pushing it further and further, and by the end, Sonny and I were starting at midday and going to midnight with a nap in between, but we were pushing the limits, and we were cheating every week.
Yeah, so I bet you boys needed that nap after. I saw some of the food you guys were eating, mate. That was nuts. But like you said, a few days later, it sucked all in. The metabolism seemed to kick in, and it works for you guys. There's no doubting it.
Yeah, we got a lot of slack for it on Facebook because we put a lot of photos up, probably trying to annoy people, but
it worked. And
we both said to each other, Sonny, we said, shit, if we don't come in condition, we're gonna cop shit that bad if we come in fat or watery, because we've been smashing all these cheat meals. Even I think it's 3 weeks out, we still did a whole cheat day again, and we were copping it. So because Gretchen didn't have one since before New Year's, he was hurting, but obviously he looks lean anyway, so it works. Everyone works different, but
definitely the pressure was on. But I know how you look, and you're going to do a few shots for the viewers soon anyway. So the viewers, you're in condition. I'm not going to be biased because you're a good mate of mine, but I've predicted you for a win in both this comp and also the Australasias. That will then qualify you for the 212 Pro qualifier. Is that something you're going to entertain?
100%. That will be eventually a goal. Whether it is, I was originally planning to have the next year off to, if I didn't go to 212, to jump thoroughly into the 90s because I'm going to just scrape in the 80s this year. I was originally going to do the 90s, but I wanted to put a bunch of kilos on instead of having just straight back it up the next season. But I suppose I'll have to weigh it up. Like, you never know, because you could get an Arnold invite or a few things will play up. I think I'll weigh it up after comp, and then when I'm feeling my best, I might give it a crack.
Yeah. I, for one, think you are going to go, make that 212 class and possibly win that one day down the track. I've been a massive fan of yours since day one. You know that. You've got a good support crew on the Gold Coast that's helped you through. Any sponsors you might want to thank? Or I know you picked up a few new ones lately as well.
Yeah, couldn't do without my sponsors. Obviously, I picked up NDA a few months ago. NDA supplements, they help it a lot. And obviously, Mass Nutrition Broadbeach. Simply Aesthetic is my new clothing wear company. Grouped Fitness Accessories, and obviously all the people at FMA, Fitness Management Australia. Yeah,
you're killing it, mate, with the sponsors too. And I love that. And you do give back to them. I see with your social media that you do. A lot of bodybuilders out there just couldn't be bothered putting the effort in. You do put the effort in, and you're reaping the rewards. So, mate, that's awesome to see. I love it. So, congrats on that. So, thanks for the interview. And this is rxmuscle.com.au. Michael Galley and Aaron Polides. We're out.